the universal language of a short one, of just a little guy. It's video game journalism. If you release one trailer and you don't say it's a little BB mini Mishy, you're gonna look like a joke. It's embarrassing.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
Somewhere back here we have Dagger and Griffin.
Who's not supposed to be on the couch?
Who's not supposed to be on the couch.
Oh, and he saw it, he got caught. And I want to be clear, that is not our rule. I would be totally fine with Griffin on the futon.
Let all dogs on the couch. You know
Let
that old,
all dogs on the couch.
You know that old animated movie, All Dogs Get on the Couch?
Yeah.
I believe in that movie. I believe in Don Bluth's vision for every dog being on the couch. But it's not, Griffin is not my dog.
Uh-huh.
I'm watching Griffin for some friends, for Dagger's godparents. And their rule is no Griffs on the couch.
Because in case anyone was wondering, I'm not Dagger's godparent.
No, you're Dagger's one true love.
Interesting.
Dagger's 15 years old. I've known you for 4. 4? 3? 4? 3.
3.5?
3.5. That's all I'm saying. You weren't there. You weren't there in the beginning. I'm sorry.
But who does he love the most now?
That's what I'm saying. You're his one true love. You could fight Rob and Steph to the death.
And I could win.
And whoever wins can be Dagger's godparent.
I'll do it.
I think you should.
Like now.
Well, they're not here now. That's why I'm watching them. If they were here now, I would allow it.
Okay.
But they're not, and Griffin is here, and he's very excited about all the toys that Dagger doesn't give a fuck about because Dagger's too fancy.
Yeah.
Dagger doesn't care about any of the toys.
I have so many clips here. I said clips because I read a fucking Twitch chat at the same time.
Don't read. That's your first mistake.
Y'all, I am on 2 hours of sleep.
Hey, look at me. Look at me, BBs. Never read. Never read. That's how you learn all the bad stuff.
I have so many toys here that I have bought for Dagger. In fact, last Christmas season, I bought him a little advent calendar of toys.
Yeah.
Dagger hated every one of them.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit.
No.
Does not care.
No. But Griffin, I don't know if you can hear this.
Can possibly hear, loves them. I don't know. We have some voice filters on, but you got to be able to hear that.
That's clearly audible, right?
And that's going to be the show today.
Look, Griffin's a good boy who's doing his best. He is an idiot. Oh my God. Never, like, look, you know how I've said to you many a time, I've said, like, maybe I want another puppy, maybe I want, like, a second pup.
Yeah.
And the second pup could learn from Dagger, and then, and then you know, nah. Puppy too stupid. I can't deal with Puppy.
No, you can't.
Not anymore.
No.
Look.
You got a lifestyle with you and your old man boy.
My old man boy. Marvel presents Old Man Boy.
Which I love.
And we're quiet. We're well behaved. We have a schedule.
You do.
We respect each other's space and time.
Yeah, who could argue that?
Puppy don't know. Puppy don't know. He's just an idiot who's doing his best.
Puppy, the thing is, I will say, in the time that Griffin's been here, what I've learned is Puppy don't know anything.
Puppy don't know anything. I remember one time when Dagger was Puppy, my partner at the time was getting very frustrated every day about Puppy. Puppy was peeing on things. Puppy was chewing on things.
Yeah, it's hard.
Puppy was, it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. And had a bit of a meltdown over it and was yelling at the puppy. And I said,
oh no.
And I said, hey, I understand your frustration. You can't yell at the puppy.
Can't yell at the puppy. Puppy's just puppy.
Puppy doesn't understand that. I was like, look, the 2 dumbest things you can be on this planet are an animal and a baby. This is both.
It's both.
This is a baby animal. This is literally the dumbest combination of things you can be on the earth. You gotta give them a little space. But at the same time, you don't have to invite every puppy into your house.
Sure.
It's vampire rules. Puppies can't come in unless you let them.
Uh-huh.
That's what puppies and vampires have in common. And I've decided, after this weekend with Griff Dog, which, by the way, just started last night.
Griff Dog.
The Griff Dog here.
Griff Dog.
Griff Lightning.
I like it. I like it. I like what you're doing. I like the choices. I feel the dog under my feet.
Yeah, sure. You know that song. So Griffin arrived yesterday at like 8:30 p.m.
Oh, wow. So it really just started. I thought you had him all day yesterday.
No, Griff got here at like 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Rob leaves.
Uh-huh.
Griffin immediately, when Rob closes the door, Griffin starts just going into every corner of the apartment to make sure Rob isn't there. Like, Rob has never been gone.
That's honestly fair.
Rob has never been gone, so where in this place did Rob go? Is what Griff was trying to figure out. Now,
I mean...
And then, once he figured out Rob was nowhere, perhaps Rob disappeared, perhaps Rob gone forever, we definitely had a meltdown crying fit for a long while.
Oh, no.
Needed some constant love and attention. But here's the thing. Here's the other thing that baby and puppy have in common, other than being dumb.
Do tell.
Well, this is connected to the being dumb.
Uh-huh.
One sleep anywhere.
Uh-huh.
And when a puppy or a baby wakes up...
Hold on, we're getting
They've
doubled audio for us. I don't know why that's happening, but we are getting doubled audio. I don't know if they can hear it, but I can say I can.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Who can say?
There we go. I don't think... Can't hear it, but we could hear it, so I fixed it now.
So here's the thing about puppy and baby. They're both dumb, and this is connected to that. One sleep anywhere, and puppy and baby are like, this is where I've lived my whole life. I've always been here.
Yeah, I am home.
This is simply where I always have existed.
Uh-huh. And that's great.
And so now Griffin's okay.
I'm glad the Griffin's doing better after one singular sleep.
But here's the thing. Griffin okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you gotta lean even more.
He's not supposed to be on the couch.
But it's a futon. I think we can make special rules for a futon.
Do you think that Griffin understands the difference between couch and futon?
Not if we don't teach it to him.
If they come home and Griffin's just like, I'm a couch dog now.
No.
I'm just going to be like...
He's a what? He's a futon dog.
But no, that's what I'm saying. If he does not learn this difference... If they come home and Griffin's just a couch dog now, I'm going to be like, look, I did my best. I did everything I could. I did everything I could. Griffin? Hey, Griff? Hey, Griff? Are you supposed to be on the couch? Okay, thank you.
Disagree.
I know. I also fundamentally disagree with it. But I'm not going to... Listen, the worst thing, the thing that I hate the most...
Yeah.
...is when I come back from a trip...
Yeah.
...and somebody that has watched my dog has untrained my dog. And all of a sudden I'm like, why does my dog think it's cool to beg for, I don't know, egg sandwiches? He's never had an egg sandwich in his life. He knows that if he approaches a human being... that human being will not give him food because he's not allowed to eat people food. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, are we splitting an egg sandwich?
He's got taste. What can I tell you? He's really aged into it.
I'm just saying, who knows who would do that? Who would untrain a dog in that way?
I can't hear you over Griffin.
No, nobody can hear me over Griffin. Look, everybody.
I have not untrained the puppy. Do you know what Anthony says? It's going to be so hard.
What do I say?
He says, Dagger can have a little bit of egg.
Now, because you wore me down.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, you started by saying you would give him a little bit of egg sometimes as a treat. You would give him specifically a little bit of egg.
But he can't, but I also said, what did I say? He can't see that it came from your food.
Which is why I'm very sneaky.
He can't see that it came from your food, and it has to be placed in his dish.
I think I've lived through that.
You just rip a little egg off your sandwich, hand it to my dog. But what you do first, if I'm around, is you go.
Exactly. I wait so he doesn't know it's from the sandwich. Anyways, everybody, this is a video game news show, but we have a little bit of personal news first, and it's more than just puppy sitting.
That's right. We talked about how many showcases have happened in the last week, are on the horizon. So many showcases. The Silent Hill called themselves a Silent Hill transmission. And we said,
whoa, you better have a lot of games if that's a transmission, and we'll get into what was in it.
Yeah.
But, some of you, most of you have probably never seen a news show before.
Right, because we're the first, best, and only.
So most likely you're not familiar with some of our industry terms.
Right. Saige and I have multiple doctorates in journalism, having been studied at Academy of Reporter. And we know that if you do, there are multiple things that you cannot call something a showcase unless it is like 40 minutes. You can't call something a transmission unless there is a lot of stuff happening in that transmission.
Right.
You gotta call it. Yeah.
One game is not a transmission.
That's not a that's a mini transmission. That's a mini mishy.
That's a BB mini mishy.
That's a BB mini mishy.
Okay? If you've got just a like an interview about the game and a single game trailer, that could be a regular mini mishy and not a BB mini mishy.
Not a BB mini mishy. But look, a lot of stuff is BB mini mishy, and people are not using the appropriate journalism term. And so we know that you care about journalism the same way we do.
So if you recall on Monday, I made a promise to you, and I don't follow through on many of the promises I make to you on this show or any other.
Right.
But for some reason...
I won't teach your dog to eat egg.
Never promised that. But for some reason, this is the one that I did.
Yeah.
This is the one I did follow through on. And I said that I'd put it on a shirt.
The rules of journalism on a shirt. Here it is.
Oh, that's not correct.
That's absolutely not correct.
What the fuck is that?
That was a different thing.
That was a different monitor.
That was not the thing that we wanted.
Fortunately, it was nothing. It was you sending me a TikTok, but...
Yeah. Did you see that TikTok I sent you via email?
That's always how we send TikToks to each other.
We only send TikToks to each other via email because we're serious
journalists. What, are you guys doing it different?
Yeah, serious journalists send TikToks to each other through email.
Okay, I'm ready to try again. Oh my God, done. Okay.
This is the
video
rules
game journalism
of video games journalism on a t-shirt. Say the rules of video games journalism along with us. The universal measurement unit of measurement. One Silent Hill remake announcement is a mini mishy. Everyone knows that. One single trailer can't be a transmission. That's a trailer. They didn't say mini mishy. They said transmission. And if they had said mini mishy, I would have adequate expectations because they would have used the universal language of a short one, of just a little guy. It's video game journalism. If you release one trailer and you don't say it's a little BB mini mishy, you're gonna look like a joke. It's embarrassing. This is how we fight. Let me tell you something. Democracy dies in darkness. Okay? We have to fight for real journalism. We have to fight for real journalism.
And that's what we're doing.
But that's not all we're doing.
But it doesn't stop there.
Why would it?
Now, someone said, is there a picture of Mini Mishy on the back? There isn't, because that's a serious
journalism shirt. Come on, get your head in the game.
But if you wanted a shirt with Mini Mishy on it...
I guess we could do that? What's that about?
Why you stop working?
It just stopped working. You can have the
What's
shoulder.
going on today?
You can have the shoulder of one T-shirt.
What the fuck?
You can have a TikTok via email, and the shoulder of one T-shirt.
What? Okay, it stopped.
Okay, there we go.
It stopped not working.
There they are. The BB Mini Mishy.
The official mascot of It's Too Early, Mini Mishy. Now, you might be like, hold on, I can't really see that because it's tiny intentionally. It's on a pocket tee. Maybe you could have a sticker.
Maybe you could have a kiss cut sticker of the BB Mini Mishy. Look how much that BB loves transmissions.
Loves it!
Look at that. That BB hearts the Wi-Fi that brings the transmissions to us all.
Oh, yeah, we should make that an emote.
We
You're
should
right.
make it an
We should
emote.
make that an emote.
We send emotes to each other over email.
That's what the E is for.
That's what the E is for.
Emote mail.
Think about it. Look at the big dumb eyes on that BB Mini Mishy. It is in love with transmission. It is in love with bringing you information about video games. Mm-hmm. And it has teensy wings. Does it consume the transmission-filled hearts, Dichotic wants to know. Mm-hmm. It disseminates them.
It does.
That's what it's giving to you.
A gift.
A gift of Mishy.
You're fucking welcome. So here's the thing.
How do I?
Oh, how do I? Oh, how do I? What's up?
How I get that shirt or that?
That's a great question. Now, usually you would go to the site on our website, but there have been...
You would go to the site on our website. Within our website
There's
is
an
a secret
additional
hidden
site.
site. Do you remember old
that's
DVD
actually true right now.
Do you remember old DVD menus where you would be like, oh shit, that's not supposed to be a button. There's another DVD menu in this DVD menu.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here. You have to go to the site, find the secret hidden site within the site.
Or you just click that link in the chat. Now, look.
Or click the link. It'll eventually be at pixelcircus.store.
But look, I had to design the merch in between then and now. The art of Mini Mishy is by a friend of the show, Sunny Bunny, streamer here on
Sunny Bunny
Twitch.
made a Mini Mishy?
Sunny Bunny made a Mini Mishy
Mini Mishy made by Sunny Bunny?
and cranked that shit out within less than 24 hours of me being like, hey, could you make a Mini Mishy? And she said, what the fuck is a Mini Mishy? And I was like,
Sunny Bunny time, itty bitty, make a Mini Mishy?
yeah.
Whoa.
So very cool. But look, not everything got done in time. Custom domain didn't get done in time.
Look.
We obviously have had a previous merch store. Everything's going to be merging over into this one in theory because the previous one was difficult for everybody.
It was difficult.
It was difficult for you. It was difficult for us. And I want to make that easier. And I think that it was charging y'all too much for shipping.
And it refused to compromise. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to admit that you don't have to say, okay, I'm the one being difficult. You don't have to say that. But what you can say is, I apologize. I can change the way I'm doing things. I can
about
make it
communication.
I can make it a little easier for you, I suppose.
Right.
But hey, our old shop didn't do that.
It didn't.
Our old shop said, eat shit, bird dick. I'm gonna make things harder on you.
Which was the final straw.
Yeah.
When it looked us in the eyes and said, eat shit, bird dick.
I was like, that's a little rude.
I think maybe we should take our business elsewhere.
I said, good day, sir. And we both put on our fedora caps and grabbed our I was about to say baseball bats, which we should have grabbed, but we grabbed our briefcases.
Uh-huh.
I'm also tired. Listen, folks, what's the brand of the shirt? Best one?
PixelCircus brand. If you are wondering what the materials are, it is Bella
It's the Bella canvas. It's the good ones. Don't worry. We're not giving you that Gildan. We're not
Yeah.
giving you that scritchy scratch. This is the
Yeah.
Bella canvas. It's very good. It's soft.
We do nice blanks.
We do nice blanks. We put good words and art on them.
It's, Bella plus canvas, super soft tee.
There it is. Those are the good ones.
Can that be the next new merch?
Eat
Eat shit bird dick? No. I really don't think it can.
That's more my personal brand.
Yeah.
That's more my personal brand.
You can sell an eat shit bird
I could make an
dick.
eat shit bird dick shirt, and maybe I will. Twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni. But here's the thing that you need to know. This is a video game news show. That's why we made a shirt about journalism.
Yeah. Also, we were losing money on the mugs before.
Oh, that's...
The last site was not working very good at all. So I'm going to keep dropping the link in chat periodically if you want to get your hands on it. A few things. One, we price these as low as we possibly can. Obviously,
Sometimes
these are made
lower than we can, apparently. Sometimes we'll look at something and we'll be like, what's the lowest we could possibly charge for this? And they'll say this, and we'll go, lower. And they go, well, that comes out of your pocket, not ours. And we go, lower.
We'll take it.
Lower.
So, with that in mind, we made them as affordable as possible. I don't want you to overpay for a shirt that has a bunch of bullshit words about video game journalism.
Let us do that. Let us do that. We're a business.
These ones we shouldn't lose money on, I think. That's why look, eat shit bird dick over there.
Should we or shouldn't we lose money? That is the biggest question that business majors learn in business school every day. Should you or shouldn't you lose money? Business owners, still, the jury's out. You know what I mean? The jury's out.
Look, I'm a communist, and this is in practice, all right? This is me living my words. Anyways, so the pricings of the shirt are as low as we can get them whilst making them the same price for every size.
In my brain, and this is something that we talk about a lot, in my brain, a t-shirt is like $25 at the most.
Yeah.
A lot of places, a lot of people, because of the margins on this stuff and because of how people make money on this stuff, just if we're gonna be real about it.
Yeah.
A lot of influencers or networks or something, they'll charge you like $35, $40 for a t-shirt. Because
I've paid it many times.
I've paid it many times too. And it has a lot to do with their infrastructure. It has a lot to do with the amount of money they need to make on a shirt. We're losing money on mugs for 90 days. Any amount of money we make is good.
Uh-huh.
So our shirt, $22.
Yeah. And previously, if you shopped on our old merch store, I think it was charging like just way too much on shipping for a lot of you.
We don't know.
It was trying to like separate out shipping costs.
Am I your
really
fucking mailman? I don't know.
Really wanted me to do everything manually, and I'm not very good at numbers.
I mean, I know that I'm not your mailman, but like...
Are you sure?
I
Can I buy a better price mug on the new site soonish too? Yeah, that should be up this week. I'm working on porting all of it over with this merch company.
Can we a little more inside baseball? Can we tell you something?
What?
We're testing out this new store with the Mini Mishi collection.
We are. So, hey, actually, genuinely though, if you do buy any of our merch, we would love to hear from you about how the experience was. If you have any feedback for us to make it better, that's very nice of you.
Thank you,
drop it in the Discord in the It's Too Early channel. That would be very cool, and we appreciate it. I just bought a sticker and paid almost the entire price of the sticker for shipping. Not mad though. Sticker shipping, unfortunately, is always going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, and the sticker, I will say, is only $4.
Yeah, the sticker is more like, I mean, look, do whatever you want, but the sticker, if you want to make shipping make sense,
you get it with another
multiple
thing.
stickers or sticker and shirt is probably, because the shipping up to like a pound or 5 pounds
is
or
like
something,
the
it's
same
flat.
thing. It's you can't get it cheaper than that.
Listen.
Anyways, we're not shipping any of this. We're not out there putting it in boxes and packages.
I can't even fold my own shirts. You want me to fold your shirt? What am I, your mailman? Does your mailman fold your shirts? I don't know what a mailman does. Folks.
We love you very much.
Shafrikus.
Your mug came out a little drunk. Did anyone else's?
This is what it should look like. If it doesn't look like that, Shafrikus, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll make sure.
There were 2 people that received broken mugs from the last one, and they have officially been shipped out, the new ones.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were having to fight the eat shit bird dick people, so...
Anyway. This is a show about e-commerce, but
This is
also
a show about our e-commerce.
but also video games. And there were a lot of mini Mishis this week. A lot of mini Mishis. That's a mini Mishi right there. That's the physical embodiment of a mini Mishi.
Uh-huh.
But there were also some mini Mishis about video games. Now, I think one of them was perfect. I think the other one was interesting and had a lot of good stuff.
Okay.
Let's start with the one that was interesting and had a lot of good stuff.
Oh.
The one that's a little... Let's start with the one that happened yesterday, which is the big Resident Evil showcase.
Man, they gotta be so bummed that it was happening yesterday.
That's the thing is, I think, as we all probably did, that Konami wasn't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Konami was going to be like, it's the Resident Evil mini machine. It's a pachinko machine and a fucking mug. Eat shit. And we're losing money on the mug, says Konami. The big transmission was, we thought it was going to be Konami saying, hey, we bought SilentHill.com back. We thought that's what they were going to be saying.
Yeah.
Instead, it was huge. You know what? You're right. We should start with the Silent Hill one, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
You're right.
absolutely. So the Silent Hill showcase was on Wednesday after the show. Again, truly rude of them to do so, but we're finally getting to talk about it. And we set our expectations quite low.
There have been rumors, basically, and one of them was all but confirmed, that we were getting this Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober Team. This has been the rumor forever. It's been corroborated by multiple sources. Christoph Gans, like a week ago, the guy who directed the original Silent Hill movie, was like, I'm working on a new movie. They're working on multiple new games. One of them's a remake of Silent Hill 2. We were like, okay, Christoph.
Okay, sure.
All of this seems weird, but sure.
I mean, that would be great. We would love that.
And that's definitely coming. The Bloober Silent Hill 2 remake is coming. But here's the thing. That was not the major announcement.
Y'all, this showcase was absolutely fucking packed.
It was packed. Now, we are getting the Bloober Silent Hill 2 remake. I think it looks great. Now, the variable for a lot of people on this is, of course, Bloober Team themselves.
Sure.
That's the thing that people have expressed the most concern over.
They find them to be hit or miss.
Bloober Team, of course, Layers of Fear, the medium. The medium was underwhelming, but I think for a launch title, for a mid-budget launch title, I think it was very good. And Layers of Fear was great. I don't have the problems with Bloober Team that a lot of people do. I think Bloober Team is a team of developers waiting for their big time.
Yeah.
And this might be the way they step into the big time.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I don't understand why he looks like David Lynch now.
He does.
He looks a lot like David Lynch now. But
he looks good as David Lynch.
He looks like David Lynch in his prime. The deal with this is it's being made by Bloober Team, but it's being co-published by Annapurna. And that gets me very interested.
And that's not the only thing that Annapurna's working on. I didn't know Annapurna was on too. I thought they were co-publishing a different one.
Oh, they're co-publishing a different one? I thought Annapurna was also overseeing this a little bit.
Possible. I'm not positive. I don't know on that.
Okay. But this looks good. And all they have to do really is take Silent Hill 2, the best of the Silent Hills, and just slap the coat of paint on it, give it the modern controls. All they got to do is not fuck up.
And I think they cannot fuck this up. This looks fantastic. I mean, like, look, I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. These games mean a lot to me. So, like, through this entire, trailer, I was holding my breath.
Yeah.
Through the entire transmission, I was holding my breath. I was so excited about it.
Which is tough because it wasn't such a mini-mishy.
No, it was a long transmission.
So that's a long time to hold your breath. But I believe that Bloober Team can pull this off. Can they pull it off to the extent, and this is the big comparison, obviously Konami was heavily motivated by the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes.
And that makes perfect sense.
Which are unbelievable. They're great. I can't think of a better way to take, honestly, old outmoded games and bring them into the modern day and still have them feel a lot like the old games. Like when you play that Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, you're like, this is a modern game, but everything that I wanted to be in here is kind of in here.
It feels enough like the source material and enough like a new game where a new player isn't going to be like, wow, it's an old game.
Yeah.
But somebody who has the nostalgia for it or wanted to be able to play it, gets what they want to.
Yeah.
So we can hope for that, obviously, on the Silent Hill. I already, from this trailer, have a lot of confidence that it's going to be that. It looks fantastic.
Now, this was the best we were expecting, and this was how they started.
Y'all, they were just getting started. They said, that ain't shit. What, a remake?
They said, eat shit, bird dick.
They said, eat shit, bird dick. We got more than a remake for you. Silent Hill Townfall. Now, this is the one.
This is the Annapurna
This is Stories
one.
Untold and Observations, no code, if you're familiar with those games. And Annapurna. And obviously, look, we love Annapurna in this house.
Annapurna, as a game publisher, is second to none as a brand, I think, for AA and independent games. They have a house style. They have a house style without pushing the developers down. Which a lot of these AA publishers do these days, where it's like, oh no, this is our game.
Yeah.
No, they're very good at making sure you know who the developers are. They're very good at overseeing. From what I hear, they're very good to work with in terms of money and time. And it makes a lot of sense. The guy who's running portfolio over there now, Nathan Vella, who used to be at Capybara Games. He was their creative lead. So he knows how to make games with a small team. This, we don't know what it is, but we know it's going to be more story-based. We know it's going to be something like, if you look at other no-code games, we know that it's going to be story character choice-based. The Sony Watchman immediately puts it in a time and a place.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. But we don't know much
so
about it.
Fucking excited. This was a trailer that just sat there and mostly was like audio that doesn't mean anything to us yet. Anthony, we're getting Annapurna Silent Hill.
I mean, listen.
Could you ever believe?
In my mind, an Annapurna and no-code Silent Hill is better than a Konami Silent Hill. Right? But we have more to say about that as well. But first, here we go. This is the wildest announcement to me. When this happened last week, Christoph Gans said, I'm making a new Silent Hill movie. And we said,
yeah?
number one, Silent Hill was that big? Like, I thought it was a perfectly fine film. I thought, as far as video game adaptations, I think it was pretty good. It's certainly hewed more to the source material than like a fucking Resident Evil movie.
Absolutely.
I love a Sean Bean.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was creepy. I thought it had some of the imagery it needed, but I don't have strong memories or strong feelings of the Silent Hill film.
And I don't have strong memories of it at all. I think I maybe saw it when I was like a teenager, but I think that as this gets closer, I'll host a little like Discord movie watch because I don't remember it at all.
It's interesting. And so to do a sequel with the same director, to be like, no, this director did it. We're doing it with this director
doing it again.
I think is very interesting. And this one is supposed to be based more on Silent Hill 2.
So this one is called Return to Silent Hill. A good follow-up name.
Sure.
A perfectly solid sequel. And we got very little. I mean, obviously, this is just like CGI stuff for the most part with some faces.
This is the announcement that it's happening.
And I'm stoked. I'm in.
Now, I want to say that since Silent Hill, he directed a 2014 French version of Beauty and the Beast.
Fuck yeah.
And that's that.
Wow. He took a big little break.
Yeah, Christoph Gans, he did the movie Brotherhood of the Wolf right before he did Silent Hill.
Okay.
And then did this Beauty and the Beast, and that's it. Isn't that fascinating? And I think here's what I'm going to say. I do love, as a creator, as somebody who works with companies and who helps companies to make things, I like that they called them up and they were like, yo, Christoph, we ride again.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're back in. Silent Hill's back.
Silent Hill's back and you're back. And I imagine Christoph Gans was like, oh, okay. Dope.
Sure.
Not a lot of places will do that. But it remains to be seen whether this is the best decision.
I think it's gonna fucking rock. I am filled with unjustified confidence about this entire showcase. I don't think there's a single bad thing in it. So let's continue.
This next thing is the thing that I am very interested in. Silent Hill Ascension was announced.
Silent Hill Ascension is described as a live, real-time, interactive story. And they also say that it can change, like, the outcome of the Silent Hill canon, potentially.
So, what we're looking at is, this is made by the developers, some of the developers of Dead by Daylight. And it's basically a multiplayer Dark Pictures anthology style Silent Hill game.
Fuck yes.
So you'll be playing through, making decisions for the characters, but there's a multiplayer aspect to it. I would imagine it's going to be like voting on options.
Awesome. I love that.
Or it might rotate control between players.
So cool.
We
That's
don't know-
already how I play these games.
But yeah, Behavior is making it. Bad Robot's behind it, J.J. Abrams' production company, which is interesting. This is a very good idea. And I think the Dark Pictures stuff has all but done this. It came right up to it. You remember the last one in The Quarry, which I know is not Dark Pictures, but is same company.
Yeah, still Supermassive.
The Quarry allowed you to just like not make decisions if you wanted to watch. And it would just like randomly go through the game.
You could
for
play it like a movie, yeah.
Yeah. And people, there were streamers that would like turn it on and see like, let's see what we get from The Quarry tonight, and they would watch with their audience. But they stopped one step before social voting on what's going to happen in this horror movie,
Yeah.
which I think is it's the secret sauce that was missing. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm so fucking excited. And Skywalker just gifted a sub to Konami so that Konami will notice us.
Oh, good.
Thank you. A gift. I appreciate that. Hit us up, Konami. I'm so excited. I think everything in this was perfect. Let's be
Konami.
best friends.
What's up? Let's talk about Castlevania next. I don't know. I
But
got
for now,
ideas.
we can talk about Silent Hill.
I got
Come talk
ideas.
to me about Silent Hill. I'm so pumped. That looks incredible. And it continues. It's not over.
No, this is arguably the big one.
This is the big one. Okay. I'm going to give a content warning for trypophobia. The one with the little holes?
Yeah, it's basically we're about to watch a Silent Hill trailer, and we are not going to censor anything. There's body horror. There's
But specifically the little holes
but
phobia?
specifically the little holes is there.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of cherry blossom season, don't watch this.
Don't
But
watch this.
There's a lot of it's a spooky horror trailer. We're about to play it.
Okay.
We'll let you know when it's done.
Thank you, Alonso.
Thank you,
Fortunately, Alonso does not have that specific phobia, it would appear, and can help.
So
That's
this
great.
is Silent Hill F. It's set in 1960s Japan. It's being written. It's being written by a visual novel and horror novel author that's very famous over in Japan. And I love the look of it.
It's incredible. It's everything we could have wanted. And a while
Look at that.
ago,
That's Silent Hill as hell.
that's so Silent Hill. But remember, we saw a couple of images a while back.
Yes.
It was like, this is the new Silent Hill. This is what it's from.
So everybody is like there's this plant, this like red flower that's like growing over everything and like infecting people. The F in Silent Hill is for flowers.
It's so good.
It looks amazing. This shot is
Magic.
so good.
I'm so overwhelmed. I have a hard time like talking during this trailer.
Yeah. I gotta say, the visuals of Japanese body horror are always wonderful to me.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking about it at the time, like as a Junji Ito fan, like this
Yes.
is, I want to play a Junji Ito story. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh. I love that. And there's something lovely about like, there have been, that's so wild. There have been, you think about like The Last of Us, right? This thing of like nature taking people back over.
Yeah.
But it's always done in this, it's done in a gross way. That's gross, but it's also like, it's beautiful. It's
beautiful.
You know, it's obviously like, obviously that last shot is very Ari Aster inspired, very Midsommar inspired.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I love the idea of this thing that's taking over that is actually very gorgeous to look at.
Yeah.
And actually makes things more beautiful.
Also, all clear now on the trypophobia. There will be no more little holes.
House of W says the flowers are chrysanthemums, and that represents death. I feel
So
like
cool.
Here's what
So
I think,
cool,
and
so
I'm not
cool,
saying
so cool.
I'm not saying that's not a great observation, chrysanthemum, but what or House of W. But what I am saying is, I feel like what I hear is like half of the flowers represent death. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, if you're gonna send flowers to somebody during a specific time, don't send them this flower, and then somebody else will be like, oh, but don't send them this flower.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like this one's saying marigolds, like lilies. I feel like they're
Lilies we
are-
know.
Yeah.
But also everyone like pop culturally knows it because of Breaking Bad.
Right. Yeah, white roses. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where it's like,
Anyways, I think it's a cool fact.
it's
Thank
cool.
you.
No, I think it's a great fact. Which is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to denigrate the fact. I just feel like I'm always worried because I feel like there's so many flowers that represent bad things that I don't know about.
Hello, Griffin.
And then it becomes time to like send somebody flowers. Yeah, orchids. And then it comes time to send somebody flowers, and it's like, what's cool?
Gift or threat.
Yeah, gift or threat. Let's play gift or threat.
And my favorite game. Anyways, that's all the stuff that was announced in the Silent Hill transmission.
So we thought this was going to be a very ho-hum transmission. Not a single pachinko machine in the whole thing.
Thank goodness. What a gift.
And we were like, and I'm sure Capcom thought the same thing. I'm sure Capcom thought, here's what's going to happen. Konami's going to do their event. It's going to tank. We're going to roll in with our shit and show them that Resident Evil still number one. Resident Evil Ichiban
Yeah.
is what they said. And here's the thing. There's some good stuff in this showcase, but it's a mini Mishi.
But the problem is it coming the day after. I think that previously,
yeah.
if the Silent Hill transmission hadn't happened one day earlier, I think we would have been like, ooh, fed well by Capcom this week.
Yeah.
But then Konami said, no, fuck you to that. So I was sitting there like, huh.
Yeah, well...
It's just a comparative. It's not bad. It's
No.
just, I went, huh.
And here's the thing is like, Silent Hill doesn't have the cultural cachet that Resident Evil has, right? The idea of bringing Silent Hill back, it is more of an uphill battle than it is for Resident Evil.
More of a Silent Hill battle?
More of a silent uphill battle. Mm-hmm. Because everybody knows Resident Evil. Resident Evil is like a cultural phenomenon. Silent Hill is kind of for the real ones, and I'm not saying that in like a hipster way, but it's like...
it's one of the bigger horror games
Yeah.
of all time, but it is, I would say, more niche than Resident Evil.
It hasn't done anything big in a long time.
And what's very funny is like, I don't have any nostalgia for Resident Evil. I didn't grow up playing Resident Evil.
I didn't like a Resident Evil until 4.
I didn't play until 7.
Yeah.
7 was my first Resident Evil. And like, Silent Hill was the first horror game I ever played. Like, Silent Hill is
Yeah.
intrinsically part of who I ended up being.
And Silent Hill was supposed to have the revitalization before Resident Evil did. If PT had happened
Right.
with Guillermo del Toro and Kojima, well, number one, we might not have a Kojima Productions. We might still have Kojima at Capcom or at Konami. Mm-hmm. But number two, it would have been a wildly different thing.
I would have enjoyed that.
We would have been on a wildly different horror game timeline.
And this is perfect, but up to this point, I would have been like, that was the ideal future. That was it. Mm-hmm. But now this happened, and I'm like, actually, I think we might be back on track.
So, and you know, and they're trying to do... Konami is definitely trying to pull a page from the Capcom playbook, right? So Resident Evil 4 comes out. People really like it, but it's too actiony for most people. Resident Evil 3 was already getting kind of actiony for most people. Resident Evil 5 comes out. It's a fucking action game. People went, nope, 5 and 6 tanked. Resident Evil was kind of like, what do we do with it? And then, between these remakes and Resident Evil 7, they resurrected this brand.
They did. I am of the opinion that every Resident Evil game, except for 7, is an action adventure game. It's an action, you can even call it like an action thriller, but it's not a horror game.
And I mean, it was the blueprint. The reason why we think of it as a horror game is it was the blueprint for modern horror, even though it cribbed a lot from things like Alone in the Dark. It cribbed a lot from some other games. But and I think the first one was definitely more horror, but it's like jump scare kind of horror. It's jump scare monster movie horror, which is fine.
Now, Quack Attack said 7 has a ton of action too. Horror games can have action. It's about what is the game itself, though.
What's the game? What's the story?
Most
what are the characters?
games have action in them.
But if you look at 1 and 2, they are very intense adventure games with minimal combat. And listen, I appreciate the cleverness of working the awkwardness of 3D control into your game and making it feel like part of the situation, right? Like tank controls are weird. Let's take advantage of that, right? Aiming in 3D is weird. Let's take advantage of that and make it part of the horror. Clever idea. You still can't hide from me that was bad gameplay, and that's why I didn't like it at the time. I was like, this is the kludgiest game I've ever played.
And I think 8 went back to Resident Evil, and it's like action horror style.
Yeah.
I think 7 is a true horror game, which most horror games have action in them, but I think 7 in the writing of it is the only actual horror game.
No,
the other ones are like zombie action games.
It's it's very classic horror where it's like, I am in the house of the family, and the family is creepy monster family that, you know what I mean? It's very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It
relies on dread. It pulls from a lot of horror movie tropes from horror, like from other horror media.
Last House on the Left, all this stuff. The Hills Have Eyes. Thank you.
I was gonna say The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes, like a lot of that stuff. And so that was the classic horror that Resident Evil needed. Anyway, Resident Evil's doing fine. You don't need us to explain Resident Evil to you anymore.
We should probably just show you the stuff.
But let's show you the stuff. So the first thing they announced, now they open with a set of clips that shows Leon in RE4 mode, and then they immediately jump to this, which is Winter's Finale. Winter's Finale is the DLC. As you know, Ethan Winters you can't see his face, and his fingies get cut off, and he's got to save his baby.
Always losing hands and fingies. Everybody goes for the hand, but a little liquid will fix it.
Dog bite hand. Grrr. Fingies come off. Where's my baby? That's Ethan.
Right.
Now, you're seeing some stuff that's happening here. First of all, with Winter's Finale, whatever they're calling it, you can now play in third-person perspective, which I love.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I like a third... And, when the director was talking about it, the director was like, maybe first person is too intense for you. No, it's not that first person is too... He was kind of explaining it as baby-ass baby mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, I just like to connect to the character more.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not there.
Right.
Like, I like to connect to the character more.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons this is going third person is because Rose's campaign, Rose is 16. She has powers. She doesn't want them. She has to go back to the house to get rid of her powers. I don't know why. That's just the story. Like, let it go. And this entire mini campaign, I believe, is played in the third person. They only showed it in third person.
Look, bringing in that more supernatural aspect of it is cool. The way they did it is an odd choice, in my opinion. Yeah.
The Duke's back, baby, and I do love the Duke.
The Duke's always there.
The Duke was hosting the showcase, which I thought was fun. Not as fun as when our friend Brittany Baumbracker hosts the showcase. Hey, Konami knows to call people again. Capcom, why don't you call Brit? I don't know. So they showed that. This is cool. You're gonna get the third person. You're gonna get Rose's campaign. Cool.
The next thing we got was a launch trailer for Resident Evil Reverse, the multiplayer shooter that has been coming soon for 100 years.
Yeah. So this is gonna come to everybody. that either already owns Resident Evil 8 or buys the gold edition, which comes with the new stuff. You can also buy the Winter's Finale campaign separately if you already own RE8. Who's waiting for this?
Anybody?
That's the thing, is they're really pushing for this. You know, it's cross-play. You can play as like a bunch of cool Resident Evil characters. It's you know, it's co-op. I get it.
But
it's
like,
a co-op horde mode in
Look
Resident
how
Evil.
awkward that is. Look at this shot. Hold on, ready?
What is Ada doing there? She's doing like a little claps before she does like a weird, Hey, if anybody understands the martial arts, can you explain what Ada Wong is doing there? Why does she do the little clappies first? Is she like pumping herself up?
I don't.
This is
Story of a girl.
It's fine because it's free, right? But they're putting a lot. This to me feels like Capcom execs and sort of the money people and the brand people being like, we need our free-to-play shooter. We need something that we can put out DLC and season passes for. Where is our passive income for the Resident Evil brand?
But I just don't get it like this because like the Resident Evil games follow stories that are all like connected and important. Like the story of Resident Evil matters. And this obviously says, fuck you, do it. You play as who you want and you fight whoever you want. You know what I mean? And they're all fighting each other, right? So they're obviously dropping a cannon for this.
But it's different than Mercenaries, right? The other thing is they're splitting this stuff up to where like, so you're right, they're getting rid of the story and the creepiness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on that point.
Which is crucial to enjoying Resident Evil. So at this point now you've just got a generic thing.
It's crucial to enjoying Resident Evil. Please see Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Right. So like at this point you might as well just be playing as Resident Evil characters in Fortnite.
Yeah, just,
you know what I mean?
Hey, Capcom, take the easy check. Put the Resident Evil characters in Fortnite, take the money, move on.
I just don't think they need their own they don't need their own shooter. If you were like, hey, what can we do to get people multiplayer? Because obviously multiplayer, free to play, battle pass, all of this stuff. I do get that that's where a significant portion of the money is in games right now. So why isn't there an option that feels more natural to Resident Evil?
They have a couple. Yeah, I thought so. They have a couple characters in Fortnite. Put more in. Are you running out of Fortnite money? Here's the thing about Fortnite. Fortnite prints money. If you're running out of money, put a new character in the Fortnite and you get more Fortnite checks. Don't keep trying to make your own horde team-based shooter. Because here's the other thing we know about those. They're very popular right now, but they flame out in about a month and a half.
Yeah, it feels very odd, and it feels like they could have done something that felt like an extension of Resident Evil, and this feels like a Resident Evil skin on a generic game.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like, you remember when every Uncharted came with a multiplayer, like fight, and I was like, I guess I'll play this once because I have it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need it. Like it's cool that Nathan Drake can turn into a cloud of spiders and eat somebody, but also, I don't really want that from Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
I want to see it once.
Next thing was the Nintendo Switch Cloud series. Cool. You can play a bunch of Resident Evils on the cloud now. You can play Biohazard, so 7, but Biohazard. You can play 2 and you can play 3.
Hey, fuck cloud editions. Sorry. Fuck cloud editions.
It sounded not like you were saying fuck the cloud editions. It sounded like you were saying fuck cloud. Hey, that's the edition of the game. It's Resident Evil fuck cloud.
Resident Evil fuck cloud. Now I would play that. Capcom, my DMs are open. Hit me up about the fuck cloud.
I bet now Capcom's really gonna want to talk to us.
Capcom's definitely gonna want to talk to you. Gonna want to talk to us. Remember, we do a roll call of everybody that supports us at the end of the show. Now the big one, and this is one we were like, are they gonna do this? Are they not gonna do this? They fucking did it. Resident Evil 4 remake.
We knew they would.
I know, but it's so on the cusp of not needing one, right?
Yeah, it's at that point in games where it's still playable to somebody who plays on current gen consoles. And it's not great. It feels old, but
there are so many versions of it. We have so many versions of Resident Evil 4. There's a great Stop Skeletons from Fighting. One of my favorite YouTube channels went over every single version of Resident Evil 4 that exists. There's like 20 ports of it.
Wow. That's too many.
But After watching this, I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
It looks good.
It looks very good. They've modernized things a little bit. A couple people have played a 20-minute demo.
That hair animation is glitching like crazy.
Yeah, they're going to need to fix that. But
Hair said,
we know a few people that have gone off and played the demo. Easy Allies talked about it. I believe Kind of Funny talked about it. Here's the thing. Apparently, it's been modernized in some really fun and interesting ways because it didn't need as much modernization as the other games. They could do more interesting tweaks and stuff to it. So, there's a lot going on with Leon's knife now. The knife has durability, and the knife can be used for multiple things. You can parry with the knife. So, Chainsaw Guy comes at you, you can parry. You can do stealth takedowns with the knife. And if you knock an enemy over, you can do an instant takedown with the knife. So they're adding a lot more stuff in with that. There's also a lot more, apparently, environmental destructibility. This is fun. I like that this used to be done Resident Evil Codec style, remember?
Yeah.
But now it's like intercut like a movie, which I love. But apparently also, there's more destructible and deformable terrain. So Chainsaw Guy you don't see it here, but Chainsaw Guy can cut through a locked door with the chainsaw.
fun.
And also, when you're up on the roof, they can cut chunks of the roof supports and cause you to fall through the roof.
And I think that's fun and clever as hell. I think that's an excellent way to update the game in a way when all of us were like, well, it doesn't really need an update. And they're like, oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? What if we told you Special Agent Leon... God, Resident Evil 4 Leon owns so hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of the dumb lines are still in there. Like, the game and the atmosphere itself seem to be more serious, but Leon's lines are all still there. Like, Leon goes, "Where'd everybody go?" Bingo.
Silly as hell.
And there's some stuff that they changed. This is a minor but very early spoiler for Resident Evil 4. There are 20 versions of it out. It came out in the year 2000.
And
2001.
Palpatine's there.
You know, in the initial fight against the village, you know, you can climb up into the bell tower and there's like ammo and stuff there.
Yeah.
If you try to climb up into the bell tower collapses. Like, they changed things on you.
Ooh.
It looks really fun. Now, something that they have not confirmed, which is something that I want.
What is it, Anthony?
You remember in the GameCube version, there was the glitch when you're playing as Ashley. Ashley can't fight, you know, and she can't pick up weapons or whatever. But there was that glitch where if you opened the door on a zombie, it would stun them, and then Ashley could do Leon's suplex.
Yeah.
And so you could just walk around as the president's daughter, like suplexing people.
Hell yeah.
Put it in the game, cowards. You patched it out of every version of the game.
Make it real.
Except for the GameCube version, but put it in. We want it there. There wasn't a single suplex in the entire demo or in the entire presentation. I want to know that Leon still has a suplex, and I want to know that the president's daughter still has the right to suplex. Otherwise, what good is it to have a president in a democracy if we don't have the right to suplex?
How does Griffin feel about a pickup?
Griffin doesn't mind a pickup.
Griffin doesn't mind a pickup?
No, Griffin likes to be babied.
People want to see the Griffin.
Griffin wants
People
to be
want
a
to
baby.
see the Griffin.
That's Griffin.
Gotta get a full view
He's
of the
here.
Griffin.
Griffin's here for the weekend. He's doing an internship workshop under Dagger. He's learning how to produce news shows.
Just a baby.
He's just a baby.
No, please don't put your mouth in my mouth.
Griff is a year and a half old, and he doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand a ding dang thing.
Small baby, thank you. Thank you, Griffin.
Griff's a bit of a what kind of pup? Griff's a bit of a mutt. He's got some like spaniel in him. He's got some corgi in him.
Yeah.
He's got some terrier in him. He's a good boy.
I also said the same thing as soon as I saw him. I was like, oh, the ears.
He's 100%
Good
good boy.
ears.
So, you know, Resident Evil's back.
Resident Evil, everybody.
And like I said, I'm very excited for the remake of 4. Oh, the other thing that we have to mention is there was an announcement. Resident Evil 8 Village is coming to PSVR 2, which I think is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 7 was a huge deal for PSVR. And it was good.
Terrifying.
It was very good. except for the motion sickness because it wasn't made to be a VR game.
Right.
But Resident Evil 8, they're saying in VR, it's apparently going to be based off the PS4 version. They're saying it's running at 4K HDR
Wow.
in VR. Now, what's the frame rate on that? That's what I want to know. Frame rate's more important.
That's true.
Frame rate is way more important. I'd rather know that it's running at a constant 90 or 120 or whatever the
Right.
height of that helmet is.
Yeah.
That's what I want it running at. But they say it can run at 4K HDR.
Okay, but picture this, right?
Yeah. Oh, please. And she picks you up? She picks you, like, sure, she stabs you through the abdomen to pick you up.
Thank you.
I'll take that.
Gift.
Yeah, I'll take it. If that's what it takes to get you to pick me up in VR. Fine. I'm ready. So it's gonna, I think, look, Resident Evil 8, I like 7 more than 8.
Same.
I think 8's a fun roller coaster. It's like it's a dark ride at a theme park.
It is.
It's a lot of set pieces and fun stuff, and there's some game in between if you want that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not. I don't think it's the strongest game. I think 7 was a stronger game. But in VR, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a cool, I mean, walking around the mansion.
Make it a mark. Make it a bop bop. Book it a beppo.
Walking around the mansion in VR sounds incredible.
Yes.
Like, environments are everything in VR, and like RE8 has environments.
The bit on like the river with the river monster where you're stepping on the planks. That's going to be very fun.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Anyway, there's a lot of Resident Evil.
And there's a lot of video game news today, so it just keeps coming.
Next up, what if we told you we got a Final Fantasy 16 trailer?
You'd have to believe us. You'd have no choice because it's in front of your eyes.
Turn on closed captioning on this if you would, because it's a big story trailer. And if we can see some of it.
Absolutely.
Since the fall of our forebears, not our forebears like our... YouTube captioned it as the forebears have died. Black, Brown, Kodiak, Yogi, all have died.
Right.
And now we are adrift without them. This looks... I love that Square has a team called Creative Business Unit 3. That's the most Squaresoft shit I've ever heard in my life.
Very funny.
Creative Business Unit 3.
It feels like one of those names we weren't supposed to hear that was supposed to be internal.
Enjoy one game made by Creative Business Unit 3. This is number one, beautiful. But of course, as I'm watching this whole thing, I'm like, yeah, of course it's beautiful. It's pre-rendered. But then I'm like, wait a minute. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's a lot of game engine in this.
Yeah.
A lot of game engine in this. So for the first couple minutes, we get the story of these warring kingdoms. Mm-hmm. We're going full on high fantasy again.
Right.
We've decided, hey, we're not going to the Prada store in this one. Mm-hmm. No cup noodles.
Sure.
You're not driving a caddy.
No.
We're going back to high fantasy.
Yes.
Which I like. I like when they bounce back and forth. Although I will say the world of Final Fantasy 15, I truly enjoy.
I know.
I love a Cadillac and a dragon.
Yeah.
Which is why I loved the 90s short-lived cartoon and video game Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. So something's going on here in this game where, there are crystals because it's Final Fantasy.
Uh-huh.
And crystals are giving people weird energy powers.
Yeah.
That lets them turn into a monstra.
Mm-hmm. Gives
them special abilities. And apparently the people who have special abilities are kind of being used as enforced labor. Mm-hmm. And there's sort of an uprising or something like that. A lot. This I love. We must protect the young boy. We must. Well, wait a second. Because maybe you don't.
But it does not look protected.
This is the fact that this looks to be real time in engine.
This looks like a very good trailer. I've still never played a Final Fantasy.
Oh, wait! You just missed the part.
Okay, Anthony. Goodness.
back up a couple.
It's not hard. We
Yeah.
did. We backed
Yeah.
up.
There.
That's it.
Kid don't need saving.
Very cool.
This is the kind of power, this is the kind of powers that, playable characters are apparently going to have.
That sounds cool as
And,
hell.
transformations. These may take the place of summons.
Mm-hmm.
It is impossible to know right now, but this is a very good-looking game.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, this is a very good-looking game that we're getting in the middle of next year.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. There's this the music in the background of that is like a remix of the old battle thing. That it's like a full orchestral, brand new instrumentation of it. I think it looks good. I think it looks real good.
Yeah.
And it's coming faster than I thought.
That's significantly faster than I would have thought, especially if we're just now getting this real trailer.
Yeah. Because, obviously,
That's a quick turnaround.
Final Fantasy 15 comes out. You know that there's a team already working on Final Fantasy 16. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you what, that Creative Business Unit 3, they work fast. They're creative, but they're also all business. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
They're all creative, all business.
There's some creative, some business. About 50% of each.
But 3 times as many as you'd think. Creative Business Unit 3.
Anthony?
Yes. Saige.
We've talked many times about our love for the idea of Spore. Our hope for Spore.
Yeah, Spore was No Man's Sky before No Man's Sky was No Man's Sky.
I re-downloaded Spore recently.
I remember this.
Had a great time.
Yeah, I mostly had a great time in Spore with the Alien creator.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah,
Much like The Sims, which makes sense.
the actual game of Spore didn't do everything we wanted it to do.
Right. But, again, just like The Sims, that's all you really needed from me. I was like, hell yeah. But I have such a love for what Spore could have been. I really do.
Sure.
As an open world multiplayer, build your little creatures and evolve and meet little other friends, could have been so fucking good.
Yeah.
That game was, of course, created by Will Wright. Will Wright, of course, also one of the people who worked on the original Sims game, Sims in the City, or not Sims in the City, Sim City.
Creator of SimCity.
Creator of Sim City.
But most people know him as the creator of Sim Ant. Sim Ant, of course, took the world by storm. And as we all know, Sim Ant changed the world of games. And
forever.
Made Will Wright a revered designer for all time, forever.
So he's taken that very seriously, right? Mm-hmm. He hasn't made a big game. He hasn't led a game since Spore, Anthony.
Yeah. He was very marginally involved. They trotted him out for the new when EA made that new SimCity.
Yeah.
They were like, "Look, it's the new SimCity," and we were
Sure.
like, "Ooh, EA, don't do this."
But he didn't make it.
He didn't make it, but they had him there.
So after all of these years, Will Wright himself is making a new game. His own new game.
Great, I love this.
You might be thinking, wow, is he finally coming back for Spore? Are we getting a modern day Spore?
I mean, you would think that whatever he's been tinkering with, whatever he's been working on since the last game he made, he's had years, he's been stewing over it. He's done everything there is to do. He doesn't need money. He doesn't need notoriety. This is going to be the game that Will Wright has always wanted to make. What is it?
A metaverse NFT game on the blockchain.
Oh. Well, at least we still have SimAnt.
Woof! It's... I read this to Kaylee last night, and she said, pick a struggle, man. And truly, pick a struggle. A metaverse NFT game on the blockchain.
I mean, they all are, though, right?
But not metaverse. That's the combination of two weird evil worlds.
But there are things, I mean, there's so many of these things like Upland and like all of these, you get ads for these like build your own world and buy your own real estate on the blockchain and blah, blah, blah. Like this is the current scam, right? Like, but why is Will Wright deciding to do this of all the things?
Grumpy Steen said the buzzwords are evolving, much like Spore.
And much like Spore, it's better before you get to the evolving. You want the old thing that he made, the original one. So, okay, he's working on something called Voxverse. Voxverse is a social game where you mine stuff, build stuff, talk to people. Everyone's a voxel-based character. The real estate you can buy and own. It looks like fucking everything else. It looks like fucking everything else. Now, you'd say, who tricked Will Wright into this? Nobody. This is his own studio, Gallium Games. This is the studio that he founded along with, unfortunately, the co-creator of Carmen Sandiego, Lauren Elliott. The two of them, the two
Rip.
people who created probably the most influential games of so many people's childhoods, got together and said, we gotta NFT this shit.
Rip.
We've got to NFT. How do we not?
No fucking thanks.
So, basically, the Vox characters that you see are not just characters that are from a character creator. In order to have this character, Will Wright, the father of character creation and customization,
The Sims, everybody. The first Sims game.
said, you got to buy these characters. They're NFTs.
But he also said, which is so funny, in an interview with Axios, he also said, I don't really want to be in the business of selling NFTs.
Oh, but you're doing it.
And said, and that his main interest in the blockchain is because I want to have secure transactions for content creators.
This is the line that they all hide behind. You're creating
Secure.
you're creating something in our game. You should own it. Don't you want to own it? No. No. If I create something in your game, just assure me that when I log into the server next time, it's still going to be there. That's all I want to know.
That's it.
That's all I want to know. If you make something, shouldn't you in the game, shouldn't you be able to sell it? No. Stop turning my games into part-time jobs that don't pay anything. Stop turning games into scams. Will Wright, are you afraid that you can't make a game anymore? Will Wright,
We are.
where'd all your money go, my guy?
Why you gotta sell pictures?
You had more money than anybody should ever know what to do with. What'd you do with it?
Where is it?
How'd you lose it?
Where did you
drop it?
Drop it.
Will.
Well.
So this is wild. And the thing is, all of these places are selling this stuff as this is a utopia for creators. Not only is it a utopia for creators, but this is a real place where you can make money off of your creativity. It's just like real estate, but it's in a world that we all own together and blah, blah, blah. until they shut off the server and the game goes away and you don't own anything.
Correct.
Oh, I have 3 Vox boys on a blockchain.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What are you saying?
Do you need a wooden spoon to bite down on? Because you're just saying gibberish. Can I help you? Do we need to call an exorcist? Because none of the words coming out of your mouth are real words.
Please, the synergy of my blockchain.
Fucking Will Wright, man.
You have to understand, Will Wright has KPIs, okay? Will Wright has leadership in the utmost of excellence for the indicators upon performance of the team that...
What's funny is when Will Wright said, I don't want to be in the business of selling NFTs, I want to have secure transactions for content creators, Lauren Elliott, who was clearly thinking about all the legal stuff that has to do with this, was like, some aspects of the Voxverse are technically NFTs. They're definitely technically NFTs. Because, as always, if this goes south, right now, Wright is the one that everybody wants to talk to. If it goes south, where's the woman who set this up?
Hate that.
And she's thinking 3 steps ahead. She's not thinking so far ahead that she didn't start an NFT company, but she's at least thinking about the fallout, which Wright is not.
I have no faith in this.
Why would you? What is there to have faith in? It's just another one of these fucking things.
It is. It's just another one of these fucking things. And Anthony, that might be all the show we have time for.
Yeah, okay. I'll agree with that.
We've been running over every day. I'm trying to end us close to on time
We've been running over every day. We've been running up that Silent Hill every day.
Speaking of running up that hill, the Silent Hill, or not the Silent Hill, the Stranger Things Final Collection is here.
It's here. There it is.
For Stranger Things 4.
Okay.
Run up the hill. There you go. There's the last piece of news I had in there. It is
one.
Carrie Fisher's birthday. That's true. Happy birthday to a legend.
Folks,
We both just shut off for a second there.
I was just thinking about Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here all week. Thank you to we've seen a bunch of new people pop up. Mm-hmm. Thank you, new people, for being here. We appreciate it. We do this 3 times a week. We do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. If we don't start exactly at 8 a.m., check your clock.
You're wrong.
Check your life. Figure out what you've got going on, because we start at 8 a.m.
We sure do.
Remember to get your baby mini Mishy, your BB mini Mishy merch. How long is this merch drop going, Saige? Do we know?
No.
We just got it working.
We just got it working, and honestly, barely. So check it out if you haven't already. We had a bunch of people that said that they've already bought things. I hope it's working. That would be very cool. I did set this up at 2 a.m.
So, but it looks great.
Thank you. It's got our colors. Look, it looks like our wall.
It looks like our wall.
Thank you.
That's how you know it's us. Don't worry about whether it's got like the little lock up top or whether it has any sort of security or anything. As long as it looks like our wall, that's how you know it's us and you're safe. Nobody is allowed to use pink and yellow the way that we do.
True. And that's it, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're going to go through and we're going to do a roll call of everybody who supported us during the show, of course, today.
Now, remember, you don't need to support us monetarily.
You absolutely
We are an independent network. We do really appreciate it when you support us monetarily. This little monthly donation goal is how Saige and I get paid. That's money that goes directly to us for doing the show. Your subscriptions, your Patreon memberships, your bits, things of that sort, go to the network. So we can put pink and yellow on the walls and have cameras. And cameras are so important.
Cameras
People
are
don't
so
realize
important.
You definitely need one. So thank you, everybody, for helping us with that.
Very cool of you.
And it's how we keep the network running and the infrastructure of the network. Let's go through. But listen, money. Money? Ugh. Some of the best things you can do to help and support us, join the Discord, hang out with everybody, be part of the community. That's wonderful. We're trying to build a community, and that makes us feel very good when you participate.
We've got a very good one. In the Discord, it's completely free, and y'all are lovely in it. I love reading through the Discord. I'm a lurker in our own Discord.
Same. It's a lot of fun. We pull stories from the Discord. The other thing that you can do is just share the show with friends. Tweet it out. We love when people tweet that we're going live in the morning or retweet that when we tweet that we're going live. Retweet when we tweet is what we say. If you see something, say something. It's Friday, Saige.
Patreon! Y'all also got absolutely fed on the Patreon this week. Y'all got our 10 Candle Show announcement early. You're getting another announcement early for a little more about what is happening on October 30th here on the channel. And I posted our video from San Francisco. So
San Francisco was a time. We had a little adventure.
I appreciated, there was actually an excellent comment on our Patreon video from SF, and it was like, normal shows when they go to San Francisco. Wow, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. Here it is. This is from Kevin. He said, other shows on a visit to San Francisco. Look, it's the Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf, Alcatraz, a streetcar. It's too early on a visit to San Francisco. We're in a parking lot. Deal with it.
It was a weird parking lot.
It was a weird parking lot on a weird day.
It was-
so enjoy that.
Yeah, it was a weird. Go
That's
look at this weird parking
Flylander.
lot.
Thank you, Flylander.
And we do have, of course, because it's Friday, we're going to have another little clip for you today.
So check it out.
So if you're a patron, we'll see you in just a few minutes. And if not, we'll see you tonight for Failed Save season finale.
Season finale! Ah! I can't believe that we are 12 episodes into this season already. Can you believe it?
No.
That's wild. It's the season finale tonight.
That means we're
you
at
will
least
come and join
13
us.
episodes into the show.
Right.
Wow.
It is the finale of season 5, and there's some big shit brewing. So come and join us tonight. That'll be live at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we love you so much, BBs. We'll see you on the Patreon.
Bye, BBs.